You're listening to the CVS show on Phonic FM 106.8, bringing news from the voluntary and community sector in Exeter. Exeter CVS runs the local volunteer centre, offers affordable learning in IT, management and personal development, and gives membership support to charities and community groups across the city. Visit www.exetercvs.org.uk or call 01392 20 20 55 to find out more.
Drama, spoken word and great music. Phonic FM 106.8.
Drama, spoken word. With a bit of spoken word today, it's the CVS show on Thursday afternoon. And I'm very pleased indeed to be joined by Fran Keneally from Macmillan Cancer Support. Hi, Fran.
Hi, thanks very much for inviting me along today.
No problem at all. Well, we talked about this a while back, didn't we? Because we met up with yourself and Bridget from Macmillan. And you've recently, well, fairly recently, taken over as sort of volunteer coordinator, pretty much for the whole of the South West, isn't it?
I cover from Cornwall to Berkshire, so the whole of the South West. My role is called Regional Fundraising Volunteer Manager, so it's looking at different ways we can get people involved with volunteering with our fundraising, whether that's in a group or individually. Yeah,
obviously fundraising is like absolutely crucial to everything that you do. With Macmillan, I mean, everybody recognises the sort of the badge of Macmillan now, and the branding over the last few years has been really good at kind of, giving it that focus. And everyone's heard of Macmillan. I would say most people listening have had some kind of connection through a relative who's needed the services of Macmillan. But, in a nutshell, what is Macmillan?
Okay, well, unfortunately, we're now up to almost 1 in 2 people are told they've got cancer across the population, so it's a high number. So we're there to support not only the patients, but also their family and friends who need support at that difficult time. So last year, Macmillan supported 5.5 million people, either through medical care or through advice and financial support. So that was just over 2 million people that were suffering from cancer, but also 3.5 million people, so carers and family and friends. Sometimes it's just that they want somebody to talk to outside the family, or sometimes they might just need a little bit of medical advice, or this has happened, what do we do, that sort of thing, really.
So it's an overall service, isn't it? It's not just a case of it's Macmillan nurses who do treatment on people. It's a kind of holistic package for the whole family, really, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So we have got the medical support. So in this area, we've got 7 Macmillan professionals that work at the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital. So that might not be nurses, it might be specialists in certain types of cancer that are there to give advice and support and help. But also emotionally, we've got a telephone helpline that's available to people to phone. And financially, we give grants to people. So it might be that they've dropped a clothing size because their diet's changed. So that grant could help them to buy some extra clothes to suit their needs for now, or transport to hospital. We can give help with that.
Okay.
But we also have got people from the Citizens Advice Bureau who can give advice on how to sort of get through the benefits system easier. Not everybody gets sick pay, unfortunately.
Yeah, of course.
So if you're working, you've got a family to provide for, you need those benefits sort of quite
pretty quickly. Yeah.
So and practically as well, in some places we've got buddy schemes where people can either go with somebody to an appointment or just be there to sort of chat to them or help with the practical issues like shopping and things like that as well, really. So there's quite a wide remit, really, that we cover.
It is a wide remit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember a friend of mine, unfortunately his wife had a cancer diagnosis a couple of years ago. Fortunately she is now completely cured and fine. But he said that when they were doing sort of the initial hospital visits, that Macmillan stepped in at that point and said, what support do you need? And they were absolutely brilliant. It's
almost like a sort of hand being reached out to you at that time where you just feel so alone. Our sort of campaign recently is, nobody should face cancer alone. So is that person there for you, whether it's at the end of the phone, online, or actually sort of in person, somebody there to talk to you, really, and to help you through.
So the people who do that kind of support and any medical stuff, they're all going to be sort of trained sort of staff from Macmillan, so from nurses to sort of counsellors?
They're actually National Health Service staff, but we provide the funding for so many years, with the understanding that the local sort of National Health Service will continue that service afterwards. We provide some training to keep them up to sort of the Macmillan sort of way really as well. But it's in partnership with sort of local NHS trusts.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Across the country.
Yeah. But what we really need is the help with the funding, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Well, last year we spent 165 million on, all our services for people affected by cancer. So it's a lot of money, but obviously we're reaching a lot of people and supporting them at a desperate time. So we're not particularly asking for money, although that would be lovely, but more people to help us get that money in would be absolutely brilliant, because one person can make a world of difference. Yeah,
exactly. That's a really good way of putting it. I mean, people enjoy the contribution and the effort they put in as well, I think. Yeah,
and it's a teamwork as well. If you join a fundraising group or you're just with a group of people doing a special event, you can make friends that way. It's just sort of meeting different people as well that you might not normally not meet in your day-to-day life, really.
Yeah. And even thinking of other small ways. We've been talking a lot over the last month or so at work about what we call micro-volunteering. And I've got a micro-volunteering thing coming up later in the show for people to do that's very quick. But I know when you go into store cards and things and loyalty cards, there's one particular one at the moment, I'm probably not able to mention it, but it does give you a choice of charity. Right. And you, every time you use the card, when you spend money in that shop, then a penny or 2p goes to your charity. And we chose Macmillan for ours, but that's an ideal way of actually kind of getting some extra money in, and people can feel good when they choose it and they do it.
And we've also got a scheme that people don't have to join a fundraising group. They can be part of an action team, so if they just want to give an hour or two occasionally, they can say, right, here's my email address. When you get a Tesco collection, Marks and Spencer's collection, we can just email them and say, are you available on this day? And so they could just come and do that 2 hours and then walk away and go back to their day-to-day.
I think those work really well, actually, Fran. I think we sent out some information. You had quite a few going on sort of September time. There was down in Plymouth, and
there was Sainsbury's in Plymouth, and also Marks and Spencer's were helping us with the World's Coffee Morning. We had collections at all the Marks and Spencer's. So, we definitely needed lots of volunteers then. So, and
that's great, because people really feel like they're doing their bit there.
On the theme of Sainsbury's in Plymouth, we desperately need people for the 16th to the 18th of December for a collection or backpacking in the big Sainsbury's you can see as you go along the A38.
Yes.
So the more the merrier there. We desperately need people for husbands that want to get out of doing the Christmas shopping.
Yeah, drop them off there.
Help us out for just 2 hours would make a great difference.
Yeah, and that's kind of Friday to Sunday, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I mean, anyone who's not done that before and thinking, that might be something I can do to help out over Christmas, it is great fun. Everyone enjoys those events. And everyone's willing, especially at that time of year, and everyone's stressed and they're shopping. I mean, you probably find, 16th of December, people are starting to stock up for the following week.
Yeah, a little bit manic by then, isn't it, actually?
But if you're there and you're not actually shopping, you're just there, like, helping people and raising money, it'll be such a good atmosphere.
It would be a good atmosphere. So if you're interested in that, go onto our website, www.macmillan.org.uk/volunteering, and all the details are on there.
So do you find that there are people who will just come along for that, and then you might not see them again for 6 months, and they'll come and do another one?
Yes, definitely. And it's great that those people feel they can opt in and opt out, really, and that's what we say, just give the time that you want. It's no good putting people under pressure. They've got to find it fun. It's got to fit in with their lives. Everybody's busy these days.
Of course,
but sometimes it's just nice to do something for other people.
Exactly. I have to ask about how the coffee, we were talking about the coffee morning on the way up to the studio, but we did do it at CVS one year. I don't think anyone's had the time, even though we are quite into our baking. But it was really successful. We had all sorts of people coming in and enjoying the cakes. I think it was about 8 or 9 years ago. But how did it go? You were going to try and break a record this year, weren't you?
Yeah, it was really well. I don't think we've got all our figures in yet. But just to give you an idea, in 2015 we raised 27 million.
Wow.
Biggest coffee on it, which is just incredible. When I joined, I had to keep checking that figure to make sure I had it correct, really. But I was involved with a coffee morning up on Weston-super-Mare Pier, where the pier owners very kindly pushed all the slot machines back and laid up for 700 people to come and have coffee morning there, and a scone, and the Tesco stores in North Somerset in that area all sort of helped to organise it and get all the coffee and scones donated. So it was great, and it was quite strange to be on a pier with not all the slot machines going. But
I bet that was quite a bit eerie in a way.
Yeah, great atmosphere again. Yeah, really good.
And you nearly broke the record?
Yeah, I think we were about 20 or so off the record of having the most people having a coffee morning at the same time.
Yeah.
But there's always next year.
Exactly, yeah. Get everyone up there for next year. Okay, Fran, we're going to have a couple of musical tracks now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about how people can get in touch and get involved.
Great, thank you.
The CVS Show on Phonic FM. Find out more about community and voluntary work in Exeter at www.exetercvs.org.uk. Visit us weekdays 9:30 to 4:30 on King William Street, or call 01392 20 20 55.
Yeah, that's the number to ring. And anything that you hear about in the show while I'm talking to Fran about volunteering for Macmillan, you can always find out more by just giving us a call on 20 20 55, and one of the volunteering team will tell you all about it. So, Fran, we were talking about volunteering. So we were talking about that kind of easy to sort of step in and collect money kind of stuff, which is brilliant, and the more the merrier really for that, especially
definitely.
for the 16th to the 18th down at Plymouth.
Yeah.
But I mean, what about people who want to do something a little bit more ongoing and become almost like part of your team in a way? Is that something that you're interested in?
Yeah, we've got a new fundraising group in Cranbrook, the new town over by the airport.
Yeah.
Literally quite a new group there that are keen to do events, and so if people want to join them and come along with some ideas, they would welcome help there. They've done things in the last few months, like a sort of car treasure hunt, some sponsored walk, but no, they would welcome extra helpers and people with ideas as well. So that would be great. And also in the Exmouth area, we've got a group.
Okay.
So they need extra people as well, and they've actually got a collection at Tesco's on the 4th of December in Exmouth, so extra people there would be great. But also, if it's people just want to come along on that day, but let us know in advance if they can just help on that day, or people that want to help the group long term, that would be brilliant.
I mean, that's a good way for people that want to do something a bit more involved and long term, that there is an existing group that they can then, so they get in touch with you, and then you'll put them in touch with whoever's in their area.
Yes, we've got fundraising managers across the South West who are nearby. So we've got Bridget in Exeter and Sian in Plymouth and North Devon, and so they used to help and organise a range of events, so they would be there to assist and sort of help keep people safe and legal as well within the rules.
Yes, I know, because you're not allowed to shake anything now, are you?
Yeah, no, everything's got to be sealed and held still.
Yeah. And you're not allowed to, or it depends what kind of licence you've got as well, isn't it, for the day? So whether you were
in Exeter, we're hoping to get a street licence one day next year in 2017. So in Exeter, we've not got a group, but if we could either form a group or have an action team in Exeter, so if people want to just give a phone number or an email address, we could let them know when we've got the licence, or if we've got a Tesco's collection, contact them and they can turn up then. That would be great. So if anybody wants to contact the show and say, I'll help occasionally, we wouldn't put pressure on anybody. We would just contact them. If they can't do it, that's absolutely fine. If they can, brilliant.
Excellent. And everyone gets a t-shirt when they do that as well, don't they? So they get to keep t-shirts.
They can keep the t-shirt, because we hope that they'll come back and do more for us. It won't be a one-off. They'll come back and do extra stuff for us. So no, that's fine.
So if anyone's listening whose life's been touched by the work of Macmillan and wants to give something back, then doing things like, you don't have to do a coffee morning just on the end of September. If you want to do your own event. We've
if they go onto our website, if you're sort of doing your own event, there's hints and tips on there, and we've got a little book called 101 Great Ideas, so we can send that out to people so they get an idea of what they want to do. And there's also a part of the website where they can go on and create their own posters and invitations. So it'll be in the Macmillan font, and they could get those printed, either print themselves or Macmillan will help print them for them. And so they can get help with that. And again, the local fundraising manager would be in touch with them to support with their event as well.
Okay, so for people in Exeter, if they initially get in touch with yourself and say, I'd like to be involved, then for local fundraising events, it's probably Bridget that's going to get in touch with them.
Yes,
and Bridget knows what's going on. She's on Twitter all the time. She's absolutely brilliant on social media.
Yeah, she's really good. But we'll go to our website, and all our phone numbers are on there as well, and all the contact details.
Okay, so I think this is a a really good chance for people to either just come in and help now and again and know that they're doing some good, or actually get involved and build their volunteering hours.
Yeah. And also we can provide sort of learning and development opportunities for people. So if they join up to become a volunteer, we've got a thing called Learn Zone on our website that we can let people access, and it might be they want to sort of help improve their CV. So there's sort of very short little courses on there. And volunteering itself is a good thing to mention if you're going for a job.
Yeah.
So it's just an extra sort of string to your bow, really.
Yeah, that's absolutely ideal. I mean, a lot of the people that we see at the Volunteer Centre at the moment, they tend to either be people who are what I would call young retired, and they want to get involved with something, and things like getting involved with a local fundraising group would be ideal, because people always have good ideas of what they can do, events and things. Or we do see a lot of people who are, for whatever reason, they need to sort of restructure their lives a bit, and they're out of work. And
and for people that have moved to the area, they might have retired down to the South West. It's a good way to meet new people, make friends. And a lot of fundraising groups have their own social activities aside from doing the fundraising. So
pub quizzes, that always has a good old social thing going on with it.
We've got a mammoth quiz, Macmillan mammoth quiz on the 24th of February. So you sign up online, and they'll send all the questions out to you just before the 24th, and so people can hold that. So it's a bit like having a coffee morning. People can be part of this very big quiz that's taking place across the country on the 24th of February.
What a good idea, actually. Yeah.
So you haven't got to be hunting the internet for questions. We'll provide those for you.
I know, because sometimes when you do get these village quizzes, the person doing it has to spend about a month beforehand researching everything. So these all come out in sealed containers, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely top secret.
Top secret stuff, yeah. Oh, ideal. So there's loads of different ways people get involved.
And in the summer we do a summer lights campaign. So basically people can invite their friends and family round, and we'll provide a little kit, so invitations and little lanterns, and people then just donate for the barbecue or whatever, and that little collection that you've made then gets sent into Macmillan. So it might not be a lot of money, but £28 is for a nurse for an hour. So if you can raise that would be really helpful. So to sort of fund a nurse for an hour would be brilliant. And £28 is probably quite achievable for most people with their friends, I would think.
Oh, I think so, yeah. It's actually quite good breaking it down into things like that, because I mean, people can think, somebody can have... Because I know that something that Macmillan will do is they will give carers a break by spending a night with somebody.
Right, yeah.
Actually kind of stay in overnight. And that is so useful for family members who... And in some areas we have sort of little houses that I'm not sure about so much in this area, but I know in sort of North Somerset and Somerset area they've got a house that the carers or family can go to just to have just a little bit of a break, really, and that's funded by Macmillan as well. It's amazing what actually the service covers, And I can remember Bridget telling us as well that the people donating money can specify, say, I want this money to be sort of used in the local area or in the county that I live in. Even though it's kind of it's sort of like a national charity, but it's very local in what it actually delivers.
We can sort of ring fence money like that if people want that to happen. Obviously, if we have all these pots all sort of for certain areas, it doesn't make it quite so easy for us to sort of spend it exactly where it's needed. So if it can be given and we're allowed to sort of spend it in the areas where it's needed, it makes it a little bit
that
easier.
Makes the most sense, really.
But if somebody has got a certain wish to have it in Exeter, then that can happen.
I like the idea that a lot of the national charities are they are as local as they're national. I think it's nice with the fundraising managers local, so they've got the local knowledge and they get to know the fundraisers and volunteers in that area. But you're part of a big organisation that's probably got lots of resources as well to provide to the volunteers. So that's really useful, because as we know, people volunteer not only to give back, but they also want to get something out of it quite a lot, which is exactly how it should be. So you mentioned about training and things. So Fran, if people want to get involved in whichever way, then how are they best to get in touch with you?
I can give my number if you like, and that is 07736 275 794, or you can visit our website, which is www.macmillan.org.uk/volunteering.
Brilliant.
But if they just go to the general website, the general Macmillan website, then they can find lots of information on there as well.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Fran. I think they can also get everything off our website as well. We'll make sure it's all up there.
Okay.
And we'll keep people informed of events that they can join in with.
Okay, thank you very much.
You've been listening to the CVS show on Phonic FM. The show was produced by John Stammers and Nick Kiss for Exeter CVS. For more information about any of the issues raised in this programme, visit www.exetercvs.org.uk, email cvs@exetercvs.org.uk, call 01392 2020 55, or visit us weekdays 9:30 to 4:30 on King William Street. Exeter CVS is a registered charity supporting the community and voluntary sector in Exeter.